What's going on, y'all? It's another edition of Optimizing the Game with Glaze and Bobby J. I am your humble co-host, Glaze. Right there, man, is the chess coach for Morris Brown College himself,
Yeah.
Bobby Jackson. He
What's
got
happening,
chess
man?
pieces all over the university. People tripping on chess pieces at Morris Brown now. What's going on? How you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man. Representing my Black Grandmasters for Black History Month. Know these people?
Yeah, hey man. How long does it take to become a grandmaster? Is it a time or is it just a process?
It's a process, man. You got Grandmasters now as young as like 12, 13 years old.
Oh
But
wow.
they doing chess around the clock, man. It's like they were. But, technology makes things a little bit easier. But
Yeah,
it
but
take a.
still, but you still ain't just finna just pop up and start
Oh,
bringing
no.
chess
Oh,
stuff. You gotta, yeah,
no.
yeah, yes, yeah. So, dang, how many is in the world? I'm interested now.
Man, that's a good question. It's a lot. When
Yeah,
St. Louis, oddly enough, being the chess capital of the world now,
yeah,
one of the
yeah.
statements said you can throw a stone and hit a grandmaster in St. Louis. So yeah, it's a lot. Let's put. I'll see if I can find out, but I don't really know
Was
right
is there
off.
like, is there somebody going around with belts in their hand like you a grandmaster now?
No,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
it's
Like,
just there could be only one, like Highlander, taking out grandmasters as we speak. But no, there are a couple of different estimates out here. Some are saying there's over 2,100 individuals who have been awarded the title,
yeah,
and some are saying this is as low as 7 to 800. Um,
that ain't a lot of people.
no, it's not. It's difficult to do. It's
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, I thought you'd be like thousands. I mean, tens of thousands. Nah, 2,100 ain't a lot.
Uh,
It's whew, yeah, and a thousand millions of people play chess, so it ain't like it's
exactly.
a few people
Exactly.
that play, man. It's kind of like the NFL. 1% make it to the NFL or lower. So
Bingo.
same thing
That's
about
it.
being a grandmaster. Hey, man.
That's
So
it.
today, me and Bobby, yesterday, I was calling him on the road yesterday, and I was telling him about the event for Optimize the Vision. And shout out to
He
Emory
was so
University.
excited. He was so
Yeah, man.
excited.
Yeah, man. And he was saying, "Hey, man, but here's my thing too. I'm sitting here at Morris Brown, and I got this going on, and I see all these people
I
at
was
the
so
plate."
excited. I was
Yeah,
so excited.
and it ended up with the phrase "being where you need to be, being in the right place, being where you need to be at the right time." And it's something about we always talk about. We're trying to know why we're doing certain things because
Right.
it's about patience. We talk about this since we started this show about being
Yep.
very patient in whatever you're
Yep.
doing, especially when you're trying to do what you're called to do, and not being
Mhm.
frustrated with it if it's not being immediately as it comes. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do,
Mhm.
here you go, some good things to come out, man. So just your initial thoughts when on a statement like that or when you hear things like that.
Man, first of all, I was so happy to hear from you yesterday and how great the event went. Um, it's really good when you can
I'm still wearing
celebrate
the sweatshirt and the hat from yesterday, man.
as you should, as you should, man. But part of walking in your purpose, and we harken back to the days when we were talking about the Kwanzaa events and days, and Nia, your daughter. And when you're
Yeah,
walking in your purpose, these paths will be laid out for you. It's like things become a lot. Not that it becomes easy; it just becomes
yeah,
more clear.
yeah,
And so we should celebrate those times, even if it ain't us. Like, I don't know if I was more excited yesterday about the open house I had at Morris Brown or listening to you talk about Emory and Optimize. I think it was the
yeah,
latter. I was
yeah,
like, man, and then what happened? Because I've been with you and we've seen how difficult it can be walking in your purpose sometimes.
yeah.
Um, but when that patience comes in and that fruit begins to blossom, it's not much more a satisfying feeling on the planet than that, man. It's beautiful.
Hey, it's funny you say that. I was kind of the same way with you. I was like, man, I can't keep telling me about this because I've seen you from building. Honestly, man, it seemed like out of as long as I've known you, start saying, "Yeah, I like chess." I'm like, "All right." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm teaching chess." I
Okay.
and it kept growing into this thing where it's like now you brought chess to a HBCU. How
Yeah.
cool is that? You know what I'm saying? A school that's in the
Right.
rebirth process now
Yeah.
has something that you created. And when you said this statement yesterday, you're like, it's the first. I'm the first.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Regardless of what
crazy.
goes on, man, I'm in the history books now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Even if it stopped, like yeah, the first ever Morris Brown chess
Ever.
creator, I guess, is Bobby Jackson.
Just that's me. That's me.
Yeah,
That's
and it's crazy. And we just said, man, just being where you're supposed to be
me.
is such a statement of um, just understanding what we've been talking about for now 9 shows
Yeah.
about when you're doing this. And the reason why, one of the things I caught up because people were asking me, how did you build this and how did you do that? I said, sometimes you just have to just keep going. Like
Yeah.
honestly, and I don't mind sharing. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I made a very public post on Facebook, distraught. Like,
Yeah.
man, I got turned down from somebody who's been funding me for years, and the
Yeah.
process changed, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. And then from to get to where I was yesterday was such an important moment because now I'm like, okay, keep going. Something is going to shake up if you keep going. And, the opportunity to bring in people that you don't think need this really need this. And so
Yeah.
I will ask you this. When do you feel like, so I got questions, I got a whole list of them over here.
Is that questions? I got questions
When does being in the right place feels wrong?
all the time. All the time. Like, and that's not hyperbole, man. I mean that. Like, you wake up and go, like, I know this is where I'm supposed to be, but I give you a great example, man. I am because I'm just chess. Every time I span, it's chess,
Yeah,
chess. So a couple of months ago, actually, this has been in the plans for a while. We started, we stopped, we started, we stopped. So now, a couple of months ago, we started again. We're doing a community chess club.
yeah,
So for children on the south side, and they can try to make it inexpensive and get these kids. The kids have been asking about it and talking about it. Okay, great. Here's what we're going to do. We got a building now. We got a facility. We're going to open up the doors Sunday afternoons. So once you get in, matter of fact, we're gonna push the time back. So if you go to church, or you go to mosque, or you're at temple, you still gonna have time to come and da da da. First week, one person showed up. Second week, that same one person showed up. Third week, guess who showed up? That same one person.
wow.
So the holidays hit, we take a little bit of a break, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this is what we're gonna do. But the universe and the ancestors said, no, this is part of what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm like, all right, but this is turning into a huge waste of time. After the holidays, I see this same one student. He's a fifth grader.
Yeah.
I see him out with his mom just in the streets, and he goes, "Coach, are we going back to chess practice this year?" Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. It's coming back, and we started back today. Guess who was there?
Mm,
And I said to him, I said, you know what? We're doing this for you.
yeah.
I'm doing this because I'm supposed to, but you deserve this. So
Yeah.
even if it feels like, man, you're doing all this for one kid, yes,
Yeah.
yes, because it's what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to do. Even when it feels like, man, I should be getting ready for a Super Bowl party or something, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it does, man. Those hit all the time. I will give you a scary word, and I want to get your reaction to this word because I think this is one of the things, especially as black men, and I'll use that as a personal example. This word begins to hold us back from so much because we have a difficult time dealing with it. And the word is submission.
Oof.
Yeah, yeah. When you talk about asking a man to submit,
Yeah.
that's difficult.
Yeah.
And that's what we're required to do when
Yeah.
we are on these roads of, walking the road we're supposed to walk.
Yeah. And it's funny you talk about tough situations. This show is tough for me sometimes
Believe it.
because, and it's not tough because I know what we're putting out there is great. But I'm doing. I took this leap with you because one, I know you're gonna drop the knowledge on people that they need to hear. But two, we are so convoluted with garbage that people will watch garbage 99.9% of the time. And sometimes I'll be like, man, maybe me and Bobby should just clear our Sundays and do something else. But then I get a comment. And one of my favorite phrases is said, I don't know which rapper said it, Big Boy maybe. He said, I don't care if it's two people out there. I'm still rocking the
That's
stage.
it.
Two to two
That's it.
million. He's been at the Big Boy was at Kennesaw State. Now, you know what's up here in Kennesaw.
Nothing.
A lot of young kids. Bobby, he rocked that stage for about an hour. And it's about five grown people that know him like years. And all the kids were like, he killing it, ain't he? I'm like, man, what? It's Big Boy, right? And he just has that energy, like, I'm still gonna rock. And I
That's
don't
right.
know, cause people were the five that were rocking, like, man, that was life changing. I
Yeah.
danced all the way to my car, like, yeah, we still, y'all don't know nothing about this. It's uncomfortable. It's
Yeah.
impatience. Submission is a huge word because we don't like to submit. We like to say, take everything. We're in the
Yep.
fast world of I'm getting it this way now.
Yep.
And being able to keep being in that place is very hard. You
Yeah.
know, then you find yourself 7 years later. And then you're doing it. You're like, wow, we're still doing it. We're doing 9 shows later. The clips are amazing. People, oh my God, yo, sir, this and that. But that's why you do things. You're always going to be in the right place. And if you
That's
do
it.
it consistently and you show up, like, can you imagine that your kid knowing that every Sunday I got somewhere to go and play the game I love?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't think about that. You looking at it like, man, I know you don't think that way now, but you're like, man, we got one kid coming. For
Right.
that kid,
It's everything.
mama, every Sunday at this time, I'm playing this beautiful game that I got in front of me.
Yep.
You can't. I don't think people get that, bro. Like it's
Right.
you can change, and I go back to the event. I was just, I'm thinking, man, I want 10 to 12 kids here. The right amount of kids showed up yesterday for the optimizing it.
Every time.
Because if we'd had more, it would have been a longer process. People would have spoke forever. But I
Yep.
heard right people stand up and say some things. I was like, we had the right amount of people here today. You know what I'm saying? It was everybody enjoyed themselves. They were very deep in we had more one-on-one time. Sometimes we get so big in the numbers that we forget if you can affect the lives of two or three, it's
Right.
better than getting 23 and everybody just coming for a show. We got to realize
Exactly.
we gave one-on-one time to 5 kids. You know what I'm saying, dog? And
That's huge.
they all left with different perspectives. Like, man, I needed that.
Hmm.
One kid said he lost his dad 2 years ago. He needed this program to keep finished. That's the stuff that we don't understand. That we get
Yeah.
so caught up in big crowds, big numbers, big things
Yeah.
that one person. You never know whose life you're changing. You know how many
And
stories
that's
we get from
it.
kids that say,
Yeah.
"You did something for me."
Oh,
Yeah,
I
man.
love those stories, man. I love those stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that big boy story is a perfect example of submission.
yeah,
This man has said, "Look, I'm a hip hop artist. This is what I'm gonna do.
right.
That's it. Every step that I make, whether it's 2 or 2 million, I'm gonna rock that stage because that's what I'm here to do."
Yeah,
And he has submitted fully to that.
yeah,
Like, and that's the thing about it. We don't. Again, as a personal level, I had a serious problem with that word, like submit. Yeah, hey, whatever, man. Submitting to nothing. But that's the ego in me wanting to always try to control something. And the moment I just said, you know what, you got it.
yeah,
Whatever I'm supposed to do, just let me know. And this is how I began to progress. And it's
yeah,
it's it's a slow growth. It's a slow growth.
yeah.
But
Absolutely.
that's the best growth.
Yeah. Oh my
I,
goodness.
I ask the kids all the time, do you want a dandelion or do you want a redwood? I can get the dandelions. They're gonna pop up on you real quick,
Real
but
quick.
yeah, but they're gonna get sliced down, cut out, and be gone in the wintertime.
Yeah.
But then redwoods, hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a
Cons-
while,
Yeah.
but
That's
hundreds of
that's a
years.
great analogy. Everybody want dandelion until they get blown away, but instead
Right.
you want that redwood that's going to be there for centuries, even past when you live, and that's what a lot of
Exactly.
people don't realize. And which goes to the next point about hard lessons doesn't mean you're lost. It means something. We get to the point where we look at and we're going to talk about comparison, but when you're in the right place, you're not trying to compare yourself to anything because you're not worried about the outside forces. So when you have
No.
hard seasons, that don't mean you've lost anything or you're lost. You just have to, the season is needed sometimes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. And optimize. What's the hardest lesson you've learned so far?
That it's bigger than me,
Hmm.
that it's not I was
Mm.
very personal with it because it's something that came out your mind. And I can honestly say I kind of forgot it after I got hurt last year and couldn't do nothing for months. Yesterday showed me again. This ain't you, but this ain't about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing? It's not about you. It's not. Jay Bailey was telling me again. Actually, we're gonna have to bring Jay on so y'all can meet this guy. We talk about some of this.
Who is
Him
this
and
dude?
him and Hattie
Him and
Jackson.
Hattie.
We
Right. Right.
ease when you said ego, I said easing God out. Boy, that's the first thing popped in my head.
Oh, you're good.
But
That's a good memory. Good memory.
yeah, you said ego, like easing God out. First thing popped in my head. But just the part of quit making it about me. And I take things very personally. Like I tell you, when I get those emails in the mail that saying we sorry to inform you, but thanks for your submission and all that stuff, it's personal. It's like, man, y'all
Yeah.
neglecting me and the work that we're
Right.
doing.
Right.
Yesterday was a face when those kids sat up there and read. I was like, oh, okay, this ain't about me no more. Okay, that's why I'm here today to hear what we're doing. And it was that's been the biggest test for me for Optimize is to get out of my head that is something that we grade, because even name of the game, I'm sure. Yeah, you created the chess program, but it's a program it's building. And you're just
Yeah.
right now the head of it. You just kind of getting pushing it that way, just pushing the boulder. Like let's keep pushing it. Let's keep it
Yeah,
going.
I'm just a facilitator, man. My lesson is probably very similar to yours. It is. It's a lot of that realizing this ain't about you. It's bigger than you.
Yeah.
Because if it was about me, I just go make money and call it a day. But it is, and I don't, again, y'all, we got to clarify so people don't think I'm out here doing. I ain't got a problem with making money. Let's be real clear. We're not
Personally.
anti-cash, but we are right. But I also understand that it is something larger than myself. It is
Yeah.
something that's pushing this. Like literally, I can't. I, I'm not saying I. No, I can't. I'm gonna say it. I can't. I can't see me setting all of this up, being able to travel around the country, being on a collegiate campus, all from a chess program that from somebody who's not a grandmaster. I
Yeah.
don't like. No, this can't be me. And
Yeah.
that lets you know that you're really doing something purposeful when you know it's bigger than you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when you pull that in because you sometimes forget. And even when you walk in and you see, I told you I had some new students yesterday who've never
Mhm.
been in part of the program. I didn't have to say anything. The old students did all the talking. They were like, "Hey, man, welcome. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing this, this, and this. But the Glaze, go sit down with your bad Achilles, and we'll take care of it from here. We got you. We won't embarrass you.
Right.
That's bigger than you, and you just got to be like, I put it out there. Even when we started, I don't know if you remember back. The reason why we kept going is because the kids you brought. I looked and said, "Oh, we got some." You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Oh, this is what we said. Just do that. Like Jay Bailey told me
Yes.
around here to do that. And I think that's the one thing that we all trying to or learn about being in the place that we're supposed to be,
Yeah,
it will be bigger than you most of the time. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely, absolutely. And if it's not, you're not dreaming big enough.
Mm-mm.
If it's where you know it's all in your control and you don't have anything that, nah, it's not. You got to go bigger,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's got to be outside of you.
yeah. Which brings me to my next point, Bobby, and continuing with this, because a lot of the times you get into these rooms, you always think that it has to be a certain way, and you start comparing yourself to somebody else who's done it. And I always say to myself, there are so many people who do great things in neighborhoods, and when you're looking online, you be like, man, this brother out here, he getting all the things, he getting all the, this, he getting all this public notoriety. You ain't seeing what he doing. Like I say, I will always use the swan. You don't see them
Right.
feet under there kicking 120 miles per hour. You don't see that. And these, so stop comparing your position to someone else. You in that,
Exactly.
if every one person could solve everything, they would. So
Yep.
sometimes you in that different room and they are in a different room, and just be in the room that you're in, man. So
Yep.
talk about
That's
that.
it.
What are your thoughts on that, man?
So I got to give a shout out to a couple of people in that same vein, because chess is what I do. It's what I love. It was the gift that was given to me from the universe and the ancestors. And I'll say it over and over again. I'm not the number one chess player on this planet. I'm probably not even the number one chess player in this neighborhood. Um, for real. But I do what I do, and because I was obedient enough and submissive enough to receive what was given to me, is for me to be able to facilitate. But there are other people out here, like in the Atlanta area. My man Thomas Clem, who has been running a chess program for ages. And if there's anybody who has kids between like the ages of 5 and 8, I'm like, there's no better person on this planet for me that you should go learn. He gets kids ready. He's so fundamentally sound.
Yeah,
Um, my brother over at Chessology over at Black Coffee in Jonesboro, every Sunday. He's got a group of kids over there. He's been over there for years, just moving these children along. And so I don't have to be everything. I ain't got to
yeah,
be the only. There's so many people out here doing wonderful chess stuff. Um, and we can all eat. We can all fit in our piece of the puzzle and make it happen. So I don't even get caught up in any of that. Matter of fact, I'm thankful. I'm thankful
yeah.
for people like Clem and Chessology, that are doing other parts of the work, so I don't have to do all the lifting. That's hard. It is.
Y-
It ain't supposed to be that hard.
Yeah, because you think about it, we can't be everywhere. So
No.
if you can just, you talked about the redwood. The redwood, even though it's planting its roots, it's still in one spot. It's not a
Yeah.
redwood for every home or every. It's not all over the neighborhood. It's in one area. But you can
And you
plant
know
another
where you
redwood somewhere else.
because you know where you find redwoods in a forest with a whole
Yeah,
bunch of other redwoods.
other
They
redwoods.
Yeah, they don't stand by themselves. It's a
No,
forest. There's a whole bunch of redwoods doing that
it's not like it's the one redwood. Like I got it. Don't worry about it.
thing. Right,
I'm a
right. I got all
redwood
the
of
wood.
all redwoods.
Exactly.
I ain't worried
Exactly.
about it no more. And I think that's what we kind of get into, the knowing you in the right room, because sometimes just being present in the place that you're at is
Yep.
more important than trying to be present everywhere else. Again,
Right.
this social media got a lot of people fooled, man. We think we can do 100 different things, bro. But you just got to do what you're doing at that time, because that's where the comparison, and stop comparing yourself. Uh, my wife gave me a quote a long time saying, comparison is the thief of joy.
Thief of joy. That's it.
And
That is
we
it.
all say that, and it is the thief. And if you keep trying to compare your role to somebody else's, you're gonna miss it, bro. You're
Yeah.
gonna miss it.
Yeah.
So when you're in that space, Bobby, what do you
Mhm.
do while you're where you are? How do you stay disciplined and instead of discouraged? How do you prepare instead of complaining? Position yourself for the next opportunity. Again, shout out to Casey.
That's all I
So
do.
you gotta I tagged her in and she ain't say nothing about it. So I don't know if she on the Facebook that much.
Yeah, I call it a night. We're gonna get it back on that.
But how do you
Um,
stay focused on preparing for the move instead of saying, I'm gonna go back to what you said, man, he was one kid here. Instead
right.
of saying that, saying, we got one kid. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So how
Let's
do you
go.
continue to prepare instead of complain and all that good stuff when you're in the room?
I'll tell you, and for anybody who's struggling with it or listening, whatever your path is that you're on, a lot like I talk to parents about their children. Um, I'll put it this way. The other day I was at our school and we do a thing called Golden Nuggets. And so
Hmm.
with Golden Nuggets, we get them all together at the beginning of the morning and we go through all of these, just a whole trivia game of questions about different topics, history, politics, things that I think high schoolers should know. They have a
Yeah.
study guide they spend a month on. Anyway, a lot of the kids are like, man, I ain't trying to do that. This line. I said, okay, cool. No, I'm not forcing anybody's hand. So
Right.
we get it, everybody signed in to the Cahoots thing, and there's about 12 kids out of about 20, 25 that signed in. The other one's just kind of sitting around watching. I said, okay, everybody signed in. We ready to go? They said, yeah, we good. Then I started passing out candy to everybody who signed in. Now all of a sudden, everybody want to sign up. I said, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. I said, here's the lesson. Half the battle is just showing up. So for me, all of that, everything that happened beforehand, all right, we didn't have any kids that showed up last time. And whatever's going to happen next week, I can't
Yeah.
control. Be present, be
Yeah.
right there. And that's all I can do. At that moment, when it's time for the chess club, we were at Morris Brown. Chess club starts at 6 o'clock. I know kids have classes and they're moving and they're trying to get in. At 6:02, I was like, all right, we 2 minutes late, y'all. Let's go. And they were
Yeah.
like, well, it's only five. Okay, if it's only two of us here, we're doing this because I'm going to respect your time. And we go. And now kids are showing up at 6. They're like, oh, hey, start. I don't want to be late.
Yeah.
So being in that moment, being present, not worrying about. I think the definition is the things that you worry about in the past is depression. When you're worrying about the future, that's anxiety. So I don't want to be depressed or anxious. I'm just going to be right here. The
Yeah.
present is my gift. And so I'll stay in that. And that's how I avoid those headaches most of the time. Sometimes I'm on the other side because I'm getting depressed or anxious. But for the
Yeah.
most part, man, just stay right here in it.
Yeah. And it's kind of hard. You mentioned that that's depression and anxiety. You do get to that point where you're sitting there like, man, this ain't working. Where's and all of that. And it's some things that you have to just be always ready for.
Yeah.
Um, because if you're focused on the issues that is coming up and not preparing for the growth and the belief and the things that you're trying to do, you will focus so much on the issue that the program will fail because you're not putting your time of being prepared, you're not staying disciplined and position yourself. Like you said, we said 6 o'clock. Okay, 6:02, you're 2 minutes late. You're already late. I think
Right.
my boy Lewis always said to be early is on time, to be
On
on
time
time
is
is
late
late,
and
and to
late
be
is
late
unacceptable.
is unacceptable.
That's it.
That's it. And that's something, I'm very lenient on that, but I'm gonna start putting that in place. Like, look, I ain't trying to get mad. I know the Atlanta traffic. I know,
Right.
but everybody else here, we got to keep
Yeah.
moving. We got to
Yeah.
keep moving.
Exactly.
So you have to be disciplined for yourself. You have to be disciplined for the people that you're trying to affect, and everybody,
Yeah.
so they all know, hey, we got to. This is important. We got to keep it going. So always being in that next opportunity because you never know who you'll affect and who's going to be
That's
there.
right.
Yeah,
That's right. Can I jump on something real quick since you
yeah,
said that?
yeah.
Um, Explain to listeners or from your personal experience on that how your role as a leader um, and stuff like that with Optimize and having the kids on time and do how your role as a leader affects how the rest of because you made a very important statement. You didn't have to do much yesterday.
Yeah.
Your leadership had already prepared those kids. So talk to them about how that works from a leadership standpoint.
When you do now, I will go back because I am very lenient to certain things where
Right.
I do because sometimes it's more important to me as a leader to have people there. And
Right.
so I might say, so my what we've been able to do is we've had enough influence and strength in our program that the kids that were there who have been there And the parents, they already know, all right, whatever, you go get the other students and things of that nature and make sure they're there. But you have to be, what they see is confidence in the program. They can see this is the right thing. One, how the heck did he get this? I've been told, how do you know everybody? How do you get us here?
Right.
Leadership sometimes speaks through the actions of others than the leader itself. You can
Yep.
always feel like I'm in a good program. Who runs this? I mean, after the thing, I've had two people say, "Can you tell me? Can we meet? Can I call you?" Not even in the program. Who's in college? I need to learn stuff like this. It's because your work will be able to speak for itself, not through the mouth of you. I mean, I do post a lot, but the students. And yesterday, again, I go back to yesterday. It hit me. Oh, we're doing
Yeah.
things right. And I will say this too, and we talked about that, and I'm not going to say the people's name, but I had a young man who's never been a part of the program, didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
But what was beautiful at the end when he did leave, the students got a hold to him and they talked. I just sat back like this. Y'all ready still? And by the time he left, he was like, oh, okay, I see it. Your
Right.
leadership, when you're in the right room, the room will feel right. Not because you're telling everybody it's right, because the room feels right.
Right.
People feel right. Everybody's engaged. People are ready to do things. If you got a closing time at 2 o'clock, you be like, oh crap, we gotta leave. When you hear
Yep.
stuff like that, that's when you know you're doing in the right room because now I have to tell y'all we got to wrap this up.
Yep.
Instead of saying, "Ooh, we got another 30 minutes. We gonna make it through this and things of
Right.
that nature. And I'm sure you see it too when you're playing chess. All right, guys, that's enough.
Yep.
We're wrapping this up. But that's the thing: being in the right room, doing things, being a leader, the program will build itself and everything will be moving at a certain time. But I also put pressure on you too. You can't be wanting everybody to be there at 6 o'clock when you showing up at 5:55.
Bruh, thank you for saying it. That is, yeah, that's real.
Yeah,
That is
because
so real.
I'm I've had some times when I'm y'all almost there.
I'm
I'm
right, I'm right on the
I'm on the
street.
way. I'm on the way. Just hold on. No, you gotta be there when nobody. You gotta be there 10:30. When it's 11
That's
o'clock, you
right.
gotta be there at 10:30. Sitting out there in the
Yep.
parking lot waiting because people
Yep.
going. You gotta have the doors open. You can't get in the door with everybody when you got the only key. You gotta be able to make sure
Right.
you can get that thing
Right.
open, and that's what people
Yeah.
want to see. They say if he can
That's
be
the
there on time, I gotta be there on time.
I
So
gotta be there. That's right.
yeah,
That's good
because you were
leadership.
there
That's
when you
good.
when you did the 6 o'clock. What time were you there?
What I did, which 6 o'clock?
Yeah, what time were you there?
Oh, bro! Like, first of all, I'm in the building, but I'm already setting the room up at like 5:15. I'm going down to make sure the
Yeah,
boards are ready. Yeah, I'm because, like you said, anything can happen. Anything
yeah,
can go wrong.
yeah,
So I'm giving myself, and I again, it's something I had to learn. I
yeah.
was the dude. Like, if it started at 11 o'clock, it's 10:45. I can get there in 8 minutes.
I'm cool.
No, dude,
I'm
yeah,
cool.
right. We can't do that. That's not leadership. And
Yeah,
you said it perfectly, man. It's about your example. That forget the talk. That's all about the example. So yeah,
yeah.
good stuff. I appreciate
And
it.
you also said, man, we live in Atlanta, bro. We can't trust nothing no more.
Nothing.
You got to leave an hour early. I don't care if it's 10 minutes away. You need to be out the door because you
Atlanta is
leave.
an hour away from Atlanta. That's,
Yeah,
that's
we don't have that comfort of it's only 10 minutes away. Dog, we one construction away from all lanes being shut down.
yep. One bad Dodge Charger away from
Oh,
all lanes being shut down.
we have police chases every weekend now. Stuff happens, bruh. You can't take
Yeah.
nothing unless you walk, unless it's in the building you own.
Yes.
Anything else
Yes.
is like
Dice
up the
roll.
street. Yeah, 5 minutes up the street. I stay 5 minutes from Kennesaw State. When they have a big time game, when I'm trying to cover it, I better leave early. Cause I'm gonna be walking in that lake with
Yeah.
everybody else, and it's
Yep.
only 5 minutes away. So never take that for granted, man. And
Never.
time is important. Your
Yeah.
room has to be very time oriented. You have to be time and focus and things of that nature,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
So we've talked about being in the right rooms and staying consistent and being persistent in the room. So when do you know when to stay versus when to move? When do you know this room, even though I feel it, it might not be the right one? Maybe between discomfort and misalignment. You know what I'm saying? How to check to make sure everything. When do you know? If
So I got to give a shout out to my man Kadeem. Kadeem is a senior music major at Morris Brown, one of my chess students there now.
yeah,
And yesterday, he and I were out in the open house, and we're out in the yard playing chess and giving him a couple of pointers and lessons. And he was asking me about castling, about when you switch your king and your rook, and when. And he said, "Well, coach, like when do you know when you should castle?" And I looked at him, and Kadeem's a nice looking dude. He's senior, got his swag to him, he's tatted up a little bit.
yeah,
He a capper, so he's swinging his cane and da 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 da. And I said, "Well, Kadeem, let me ask you something." I said, "When do you know it's the right time to kiss a woman?" And he just cracked up laughing. He's like, "I mean, I just know." I said, "Exactly. That's it.
mm,
There is no equation to it. You just know. You
yeah,
you have to trust yourself when you're
yeah,
in that room, and if it feels good, it feels nice, but something just ain't right.
yeah,
I can't necessarily put my finger on it. And then sometimes, the universe gets really loud, and it'll show you. Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, it's time for me to go ahead and exit
yeah,
on out before things get really goofy. So you have to know that though is really back to the ancient wisdom of what they call timid noce in Latin, and know thyself. Um,
boy,
once you know you'll begin to understand when these signals come, and oh, okay, either that's just me being a little tentative, or that's really the universe and the ancestors speaking to me, going, yeah, it's time for me to make a move so I can save
absolutely.
face, or maybe even save them some problems down the line.
Yeah, I think sometimes and it's crazy. Sometimes the most comfortable things are probably the most places you don't need to be at. You
Yep.
thinking, man, this thing running like a tick, running like timeless. I ain't got to do nothing. I just stay up. But
Right.
sometimes that's because it's not doing what you had wanted it to do. It could
Right.
be in an effect, and sometimes you'll get invites and you sit there and be like, hey man, that's good. That could be life changing, but it's not what you need at that time. You know what I'm saying? It's tough
I
to,
almost said so.
yeah,
Sometimes you get invited to a party and you ain't really want to go because it ain't gonna be nothing but a bunch of mess when you get there. But that's neither here nor there. Okay,
no,
keep
no,
going.
no.
I'm sorry.
That's and it's gonna be comfortable. It's gonna be
Right,
it, as they say,
right.
but going there does nothing for you. And
Does
sometimes
not
you
do
just
anything at
gotta change
all.
it. You gotta be out there. Don't get in certain rooms, because certain rooms get you be in a room with a key that you and they ain't got no keys in it, and you be locked in there for a little while. So
It turned into an escape room. You try to figure out how to get out there.
now I walked through that door, but that door gone. How did that door move? How did the door move? Because I just think you just gotta make sure, and you said it with Kichi. Know thyself. Know what's
That's it.
making sense. And
That's it.
we're saying that sometimes the hard situation you might have to live it alone. Just be like, hey, maybe it's not what I. Again, I go back to what we talked about, not getting a certain grant, and I was upset.
Right,
Maybe it's time to
right.
move on. Maybe I was getting too comfortable with that to where I stopped pushing myself to pull up. Hey, I just thought about that. There it is. There go the light bulb moment.
There you go. Bing.
Sometimes you need to grow when you let things. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's keep going, man. That one kind of I gotta take that in for a little bit.
I got to soak on that one for a minute.
God dang. Boy,
That's that's
sometimes this
that's
show,
that's
man.
the universe. That's the universe getting loud, bro. That's the universe getting
Yeah.
loud.
Boy, this show sometime, boy. If it don't do nothing for nobody else, boy, it do something for me every week when I leave here, boy.
Bro, bro, you done got me going to therapy and everything. It's really,
Yeah, to follow up on that, I did provide some information to Bobby, and then he did follow up on it. So
I did. I
this,
did.
I'm
God
telling
bless this
y'all,
show.
but yeah, this show, man, y'all gotta keep it going. But yeah, man, I think that's the thing is, when you're so comfortable in a room that you're not continuing to do the work too, I think that's when you know it's time to move on. So
And for those who on that comfort note, the best visual I can give for that, if whatever version you like, either the Wizard of Oz or the Wiz, take either one you want. I'm a Wiz person myself. But the scene where they're in the poppy fields and they just relaxing, and oh, it feels so good in here. Yeah, and and don't realize it's slowly killing them. That
Yeah.
comfort, just that comfortable. You get so locked into what you're doing, it's so
Yeah.
relaxed, and it's so easy, and that it's taking your life away, and you don't even
Woo.
realize it.
Don't even know it.
Nope.
Don't even know it. You just like, man, this feels good. Meanwhile,
Ah,
you're rotten inside, and things are
uh-huh.
happening that you, and it always seems, and it always comes to light.
Every time,
It's even if it's
every
not
time.
today, if it's not tomorrow, if it's not a week from now, it's gonna come to light. So just knowing thyself and knowing when to move forward, knowing if the
Yeah,
work that you want to and intentionally intended to do is still being done when you're in that position is important too, because you could be doing
yes,
work and it ain't doing what you set out to do. Like Bobby, you
exactly.
could be teaching chess, but people are playing it like checkers. You're like, yeah, this ain't what I wanted y'all to be doing.
Yeah,
We tell y'all to
yeah.
bring out the red and black boards. That ain't what we said.
Right.
We said
No,
this
no.
is chess.
Yeah. Come on now.
And a lot of us
But
will
what
be
is
way
it?
more we'll be more comfortable with checkers, but no, we ain't trying to teach y'all
And that's
that.
it. That's a perfect analogy. I don't
Yeah.
want you comfortable. I want
Yeah.
you because growth never comes out of comfort.
No,
Ever.
never does.
Ever. You
Yeah.
got the only reason you get them new shoes because them shoes got too tight when you was a kid.
That's
I grew. Them jeans
right.
is tight because I grew. I got to get out of this. This is it's hurting. So growth always is uncomfortable. That's how you know you're moving in the right. I didn't say it was always painful. Growth don't have to
Yeah.
be painful, but it's certainly
Exactly.
uncomfortable.
You know, some if your jeans ain't getting too tight, that might be something telling you growing the wrong way as well.
Yeah, when you're an adult and your jeans are getting too tight, that's a whole different ball game.
That is a different growth. That's
Different growth, people. Different
you
growth.
need. That's when you know you need to move into another room because that room
And
is a little
move
tight.
away from the table.
Like what?
And move away from the fried chicken.
You
And
didn't need
move.
that. You didn't need that king size bed in a small room. Go ahead and shorten that bed up a little bit. Get that thing tight. Get that tight, man. So the closing question, bro, is and for us, and hey, man, great topic as always, man. I
Oh,
appreciate
yes, sir.
that. Yeah,
Yes,
we did
sir.
it on Super Bowl Sunday because I thought I could tell you what I texted Bobby. You can do it on Super Bowl. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
We're gonna he said yes. We're doing it on
That's what I said. It. I said it just
That's
like
what he
that.
said. Just
Yeah.
like that. You won't be able to convince me otherwise.
My question to you, and then I'm gonna ask, and it's for people, and I might say, this just to say, I'm say clip this, just to let us know we want to clip this because I want this to go out there,
Okay.
um, for the future. If this place is preparing you, are you maximizing it or are you resisting that?
Mm,
That's the question
mm.
to the audience. But for you, if it is preparing you, what are you doing right now? And when do you know if you're doing which way you're doing it? Because sometimes you think you're doing something, hey man, but you're really resisting. And you kind of stole the thunder with the submission thing already. But what are your thoughts on that question right there, man?
Um, man, I guess for me, it's a little, I won't say oxymoronic, but there's some leeway in there on both of those
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I think sometimes resistance is preparation.
Mm, great point.
Um, if I'm at the gym, and I'm getting ready to, play ball or to run track or whatever, I'm in the weight room, and that it's the resistance on that weight bench or the resistance on the leg press that's preparing me for what's coming. So
Right.
I understand that level of resistance. Now, if my resistance there is, I don't want to go to the weight room, okay, that's a whole
That,
different
that's a
resistance.
whole different ballgame. Yeah.
Right. But if I understand that, okay, I'm going to enter this thing and there's going to be some pushback. Perfect
Yeah.
example. This when I got to Morris Brown, first thing I did, we sat down. Shout out to Miss Rogers, had a Title III up there, and we sat down and we were getting all the stuff ordered for the chess club, getting all these
Right.
boards, clocks, score sheets, pieces, just all of this stuff. A company that delivers, I won't give the name because I ain't gonna put out nobody, but a company that delivers based out of Memphis, Tennessee, kept getting
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Kept getting the address wrong. They just kept shipping it back because they couldn't. And initially, what I wanted to do was be frustrated,
Yeah.
but I stopped. Like this happened 3 times. 3 times they
Right.
sent it back, and I said, you know what? This is just another problem to solve. That's the resistance. That's
Yeah.
what's happening right now. So, if as a chess instructor, if I can't have the resiliency to solve this problem, then what am I doing here?
Right.
I'm in the
Right.
wrong line of work because that's all
Right.
chess is problem solving. And
Yep.
so, being able to take that resistance and understanding that's how I'm supposed to move forward, at that point, you begin to applaud the weight bench. You're looking
Yeah.
forward to bench pressing. You looking,
Yeah.
give me some more weight. Let's go. I'm trying to get great.
Right.
So that level of resistance, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But the internal resistance that says I don't even want to lay on the bench, I don't even want to get on that leg press, that's something we have to avoid because that's never going to take you anywhere. Again, because growth is uncomfortable.
Yeah. And great point about the analogy with the weight room. I mean, you can't taking it to the field,
Hmm.
trusting the process. That's a big
Yeah,
thing as well. And
right.
sometimes the process will ask you at this time, I need you to resist. I need you to focus. I need you to, because the one thing we will always say, there will be opportunities that you're going to be given, that you're
Yep.
going to have to make decision. Am I doing this because it's going to help me in the room and maximize it? Or do I resist it because it could damage what we're doing? And that's some things that you have to be able to understand because if you're not in the weight room getting famous defensive end said that he was going against Jonathan Ogden, Channing Crowder. A lot of people don't like him now, but he's on the show. And
Right.
he was like, he was going against Jonathan Ogden. Jonathan Ogden, for those who don't know, is a Baltimore Raven, Hall of Famer, 6'9", 365 pounds. Channing Crowder's 6'2", 260. He was coming off the edge. And he was doing all his moves, swimming and doing all that. And he said Jonathan Ogden just grabbed him and say, get in the weight room. And pushed him right on by the quarterback. And he said, I knew I needed to do more. I knew the resistance I had to be stronger. I have to, in order to maximize what I'm doing,
Right.
I have to prepare more. I have to keep
Yep.
focusing more. And that's the thing. You can't just, your place will be where you need it to be when you're putting in the planning and the effort and you're resisting the internal resistance, like you said. So yeah, no, I think that's very important to understand. You need a little bit of both. In order to
Yeah.
maximize your position or maximize the room, you might need some
That's
resistance to do it. You might need to say no sometimes, or you might need to not do something that you feel is right. Or you might have to say, hey, you're too late. You can't come in. Because that's the way
right.
you grow the room. And that's the thing that you have to remember. So,
Agreed. Agreed.
anything you want to wrap it up with, buddy, before we go out for the day and let y'all enjoy y'all Super Bowl?
No, again, man, great topic, man. I'm glad we're getting a chance to touch in and open up on some of these things about leadership. And again, shout out to Coach Clem, Coach Ian, for doing that chess thing in the city of Atlanta. We appreciate
Shout out to
y'all.
y'all.
And black men especially. I'm talking directly to black men. Not that black women don't matter, white women, white men, y'all hear this too. But definitely black men. Do not be afraid to submit. Um,
Mm,
I don't. I'm not a practicing Muslim. I'm not a practicing XYZ. But I understand that the act of submitting is probably the one of the strongest things you can ever do. It takes some work, y'all. It ain't easy, and
right.
make sure you're submitting to the right thing. That's the
Yeah.
most important part. If you
That
whether
is
it's the most
very,
high or
yeah.
however you call your creator, whatever, submit to the proper thing. Don't just submit to because she's cute. Nah, we got to do better than that. But if you see that thing that you know is greater than you and it's pushing you in the proper direction, yeah, go ahead and bow down to that, man. You'll thank yourself later for
Ooh, you can't say for my thanks is always to Hattie Jackson for instilling in me the quotes of a lifetime. Shout out to
it.
Hattie.
Right, right.
Emory University, thank you for giving me the
Well
room.
done.
You gave me the room, and
Well done.
it was very much needed for not only me but the students as well. And it's always been not there. We are just trying to give you a voice, an alternative. You don't see this a lot. We're not.
Nope.
We're the not the norm. We're usually we can get on here and talk about everything. We can talk about uh racist cartoons. We can race all that and the figures and all that. We can spin that. We can do all that. And then you can see Bobby be want to explode sometimes, but I have to. I'm a because if I ever just said, "Hey man, talk what you want to talk about," y'all might this show might be over. We might be
And this
we might get
this mother.
we might get visitation from ICE, and I'm not talking about ice cream. We, I'm a citizen. What? What happened? But yeah, man. But and we also, man, we and me and Bobby would do more, and I want to do more too. We're gonna bring attention to certain things that I love. What you
Absolutely.
just said about I'm not the only chess game in place. We need to give those other places some, some knowledge and some kickbacks too. So they do.
That's right.
People been doing this for a long time, man. They've been working
That's
and
right.
trying to keep these communities great for a long time, and it's time for we need to shine your light on them. Hey,
That's
you
right.
in this area, check out my boy, blah, blah, blah. He's going to be able to do this for you. Because when
Bingo.
people ask me, is there a program in my area? I should be able to say, yeah. Call my
Yep.
boy, here's his number. And I know you can always do the normal YMCA, but if you want some ground roots, sometimes we need to know those people. And that's something that I want this
That's right.
show to be a part of as well, is saying, hey man, joining us today is blah, 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 such and such. We're going to do that more as the show grows so we can give you alternatives to help not only yourself, but your kids, your community, and things of that nature.
That's right.
For my boy Bobby Jackson, how many chess masters are there? Black chess masters? Is 7?
So now here's the fun part. So this is a shirt of five, um,
Yeah.
and one of these on here is actually not a grandmaster. That would be Emery Tate right here. But he was. I had to put him on this shirt because the only reason he probably didn't become a grandmaster, he's a little self-destructive, but
Yeah.
also grandmasters were afraid to play him.
Well, that'll do it.
He was that good. He was
Yeah.
that good. So
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to those who happy Black History Month. Shout out to those who continue to pave the way and make history every day.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll do a better job. I think I just want to talk to that a little bit more next week too about making history. And we'll talk about it. We might change, we don't know what happens in a week. Things may change, but we want
We
to
ain't
do
gonna
that.
change. We like that one.
Yeah,
We like that one.
yeah. For my boy Bobby Jackson, it's your boy E Glaze. Make sure you're out there and
For
optimize
sure.
your game, people. Have a great weekend. Peace.